This is the new DJI Action 6, and I didn't buy it for snowboarding or mountain bike. I bought it to fix three main problems in my street photography and YouTube workflow: low light, vertical content and audio. By the way, everything you're seeing in this video, other than some b-roll, is filmed with the DJI Action 6, so you can have a taste of the audio and especially video quality. Sometimes I'm gonna switch to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and so you can do a side-by-side comparison between those two cameras. And just to show you how everything is set up, here you have the Action 6, Osmo Pocket 3, and then with the phone I monitor the Action 6. We're gonna talk about how I use this camera, what I like and what I don't like, and then eventually I'm gonna share all my settings, so the one I'm using right now in the studio, the one I use for low light, for slow-mo, or for the normal POV during the day. So stay tuned until the end, buckle up, and let's go! So for me, this camera is not an action camera. It's a behind-the-scene camera, it's a POV camera, and sometimes when I want to travel light, it's my main camera for my YouTube video. With the magnetic clip, in a couple of seconds I can switch from the POV settings where the camera is locked on my chest mount into a talking head. I keep the camera on my hand and it's just, so easy. In a full day kit setup, this DJI Action 6 is my POV camera. Then I have also the Osmo Pocket 3 where I can do the talking head section, and then either the Sony a7R5 or the Fujifilm X106 for a more detailed, polished b-roll. But then when I want to go out light, for example no backpack, just the X106, that's where the Action 6 makes the difference. Without it, I can grab fantastic shot and I have no video, but with it, I get back home with a full video and many shorts that I can edit and share with you. As I was saying before, the DJI Action 6 solved three main problems for me: low light performance, vertical content and audio. First reason why I bought the DJI Action 6 is the image quality and low light. My beloved GoPro Hero 9, when it goes dark, it's basically unusable. The stabilization and the small sensor destroy the image. And that's why I bought the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I knew it could deliver a much better result in low light, because there is a gimbal and electronic stabilization is not much of a problem. If you want to see how this camera is great in low light, check my POV session in Barcelona. It is a night session, everything was filmed for the POV with this camera. The problem with the Pocket 3 is still the size. I don't want to keep it like on my hand, and then try to frame the camera. I put it on my chest again, but then it's big, it's always like on the way, and it's also kind of noticeable. So my hope for the Action 6 is that to buy a camera that is as close as possible with the quality provided by the Osmo Pocket 3, but in a small form factor. Creating shorts and reels from my POV session has always been a pain. Obviously, I always shot horizontal for my POV session, but then when I have to crop, the image is really getting worse. Or, if I keep it small in the middle of the frame, it's not great. Even the Osmo Pocket 3 didn't sort out this issue. You have always to film in two different moments, one horizontal and one vertical, which is really not feasible. Now, with the Action 6, everything changed, and the reason is you can shoot in open gate, basically a square 1:1 aspect ratio. In simple terms, open gate means that you are using the old sensor. So with one single video in open gate, I get like my YouTube video and many different shorts. And then when I finished, I can just switch it off and put in my pocket. That's amazing. For a POV session, audio is actually very important. When we walk together on the street, you want to hear my voice as clear as possible, but at the same time still feel the ambience around us. Again, it's easier to carry around this camera just in the pocket. This is really pocket, because this one is not pocket, especially in summertime. And connecting this DJI Mic 2 to the Action 6 is very easy. It's the same as the Pocket 3, it's just a click. And you have no cable, nothing there. So my POV looks better in low light. I can produce vertical and horizontal content in one single clip, and then the audio sounds much better. There's honestly not much to say in this comparison. The footage kind of speaks by itself. There is a huge difference in quality, but I have to do a little shout out for this camera, because most of my POV video and short were shot using this camera, so thank you. The more interesting comparison is between the Action 6 and the Osmo Pocket 3. If you own this little camera, you already know how spoiled you are in terms of image quality. D-Log that already looks beautiful even without any LUTs, a big 1-inch sensor, 3-axis gimbal, great low light performance, and even like 4K 120 frames per second slow motion, which is actually really good. It's really an amazing little cinema camera, but it has its quirks. For example, the resolution drops when you switch to vertical. There is no 1x1 open gate option. And most of all, it's not really pocketable at all, especially summertime. During winter time you can still put it in your jacket, but it's heavier and big compared to the Action 6. And if I put it on my chest, it's always getting in the way and it's a little bit chunky. So when I first watched the video from the Action 6, I was a little bit disappointed. It was a problem with the bitrate setting of this camera. We're gonna talk about it later. But then when I fixed that, the images are quite similar. It's not the same as the DJI Pocket 3, but it's quite close. Especially for the POV and the behind the scene. That is the reason why I bought it. So my configuration is I'm gonna use the Action 6 for the POV. And then if I want to do some talking session or better B-roll, then I'm gonna switch to the Osmo Pocket 3. So let's try to recap everything. What I like about this camera. First of all is open gate. This really changed my workflow. You shoot only one time, you grab the moment and you have vertical and horizontal. That is amazing. The second thing is a small factor. This thing is tiny and small. And I was thinking about the DJI Nano, but eventually there is not much of a difference and this is much better in terms of performance. Third, decent low light. This is still an action camera, so don't expect like anything crazy. But for street photography POV, this is absolutely usable, especially with the right settings. Number 4 is the microphone connectivity. Having this like with me, it's super easy and you have a much better audio for your video. And finally, we have battery life and internal storage. The battery seems pretty good in terms of performance, and having the internal storage, it's like a bless. Many times I forgot the SD card in my laptop and then I went out without anything to record the session. Now, what I don't like. Most of this is about software. In my opinion, it shouldn't be difficult to fix. First, aperture control. When you shoot in D-Log, you're stuck between f2.8 and f4. The only way to get f2.0 is to use super night mode. But in super night mode, you don't have D-Log. So right now there is no way to get f2.0 and D-Log at the same time. Second issue is bitrate. Oh my god, this made me crazy. On my unit there is no way to set up default bitrate as high. It always jumps back to medium. On my first day out with this camera I basically ruined all my sessions because I did some change, the settings went back to medium and all the footage like 3 hours out were shot with medium bitrate. Third, the custom profile doesn't feel really custom. You can rename your custom profile. So instead of street day and street night, you get like the default name. And the thing that really breaks the trust is this. So you set everything careful for your profile, you store your profile, and then you change one little thing and suddenly you are no longer in your custom mode, you are back to default and bitrate drops to medium. You have no idea how many times I have to go to the menu and then check if bitrate is still high. So DJI, if you're watching this is my firmware update backlog. First priority, having normal video with D-Log and f2.0. Second option is to set bitrate high, never change it. If I want to change it, I'm gonna change it myself, otherwise it's gonna be a global parameter. Third option, give us the chance to rename the custom profile. And then if you do some change on your custom profile, don't kick us out into the default mode. Alright, as promised, those are my settings for this camera. One for daylight, one for low light, one for slow motion, and then one for studio like in this case. For daylight POV, this is my base setup. You have 4K 25 frames per second, the color is set to D-Log, standard D-Word, and horizon balancing. Exposure and white balancing are on auto. I don't want to use any defilter for this camera. For image adjustment, despite what everyone suggests to set both like -2, I leave texture at 0 and noise reduction at 0. While -2 works for Pocket 3, I found that it's so soft and noisy for Action 6. Since I use it for POV, not for cinematic shots, I fixed that straight away in camera. And of course, bitrate is always set to high. For low light or night POV, the base is similar, but I switched to manual exposure, because auto exposure always set the shutter speed to 100. So shutter speed locked at 150 and ISO range from 100 up to 12,800. Remaining things is the same. Also for slow motion is very similar. I use 4K 120 frames per second. I shot in D-Log, custom aspect ratio 1:1, and standard D-Warp horizon balancing on. Exposure is on auto. If I set the exposure 240 in nighttime, there is a lot of flickering and there is an option to reduce that. So nighttime is auto. Daytime obviously I can set 240, but it really depends on the amount of light you have. Again, I have no ND filter, so I keep it on auto. And then the last one for studio is 4K 16:9 aspect ratio. The color is still D-Log, standard D-Warp and horizon balancing. Exposure is set to manual, where the shutter speed is 150, the ISO is 100, and then obviously I control the light so I can make it work. The other thing, noise reduction, texture is still the same to 0. Obviously the bitrate stays high all the time, and you can judge by the quality of this video to see if this is okay for you. These are not the only correct settings. They are just what I found works better for me, for my POV and behind the scene. If you pick up the Action 6, feel free to steal my settings from the description and then tweak them for your style. And let me know in the comment what works best for you. So that's how I'm using this little camera right now. It's not perfect, but for a tiny brick of plastic and glass, it's doing a scary amount of job for my street photography life. If you already own this camera, let me know in the comment, let me know what you think about it. Maybe you have found a better settings than mine and I can steal yours. And DJI, if by any chance you have watched this video, you know my firmware wish list. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you want to join me in a one-to-one workshop session in London, as usual, you can find the link in the description. Again, thanks for watching and go and take some amazing photos. Ciao!